What's up, folks? Just pulling off Forest Road onto the highway. So, let's talk about, well, yesterday I went to Flagstaff. It's pretty cool. I've been there before. It's not anything new, but it was nice to go to a bookstore. Matter of fact, my favorite bookstore that for me originated in Tucson, and there's one in Flagstaff called Bookman's. And the Jorge Amado book that was missing 17 pages, I took to him and I said, I bought this in Tucson. I don't have a receipt. There's 17 pages missing. I don't know if you can take it back, or I was like, yeah, we'll give you a refund. So they gave me a refund. And with that, I bought 2 more books. Actually, I had to come out of my pocket a couple of bucks. But while I was talking to the manager who gave me my refund, he's like, I love Jorge Amado. My wife turned me on to it or something. And then he said clove and cinnamon. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, clove and cinnamon? But when I went to go look at books, first I looked on, there's a book that I read years ago, Diaries of a Cuban Revolutionary. It's Che Guevara's diary from the Cuban Revolution, and I wanted to reread that, or at least skim through it to do research about the story of it. They didn't have it. So I'm like, well, I got $7.50, I gotta buy something. So I looked at went to the literature section, and then right when you have Isabel Allende, you have Julia Alvarez, and then you have Jorge Amado, all just right there, all their books, all close together. And so it's like, oh my God, what do I get? Gross. So I'm looking at the Jorge Amado books, or first I'm looking at Isabel Allende, which I already have 2 of her books that I haven't read yet. So I'm like, I don't need another one. And then I'm looking at Julia Alvarez, and I already have one of her books too. I'm yet to read, but I've heard so much about the In the Time of the Butterflies, or In the Time of Butterflies. That and How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accent. That title just gets me. Like, I want it. I had that book in my hand, but I checked out the reviews and they said it was hard to follow, and I'm like, Then I look over at the Jorge Amado books, and there it is. The title is Gabriela, Clove, and Cinnamon. Sorry, but if the title of a book is called Gabriela, Clove, and Cinnamon, I'm buying it. So I bought that one, and the Julia, whatever, Alvarez, In the Time of Butterflies too. So my bookshelf is full back there. Oh, you can see it. My bookshelf. Flagstaff, I was surprised because you drive up this canyon and it's a gorgeous drive. The problem was it was so foggy that you couldn't see much. There was a scenic view, and I wanted to get out and take a picture because you couldn't see absolutely nothing. The Flagstaff was a little bit colder, like 15 degrees colder, so, but it didn't feel that bad. What I didn't like about it up there was there's so much snow on the ground, and it was 40 degrees, and there's piles and piles of snow everywhere, that everything was wet and gross, and I did not want to hang out there. Primarily because of that. I thought I would stay up there. Of course, there's national forests up there. All but one of the forest access roads were blocked off and closed, and the one that is open is covered in snow. So I get scared when there's mud and water and snow, even though this thing's never got me stuck, and it's all-wheel drive, and it's got the sweetest tires, top-of-the-line tires. I just don't feel like taking a chance and going out there and driving all over slushy snow. Freshly packed snow, maybe, or like fresh snow, or, you know, below freezing snow, I think I'd be alright, but 40 degrees on a dirt road, I don't know. Call me a wuss, but I didn't want to. And then it was middle afternoon, so we'd have to hang out, go playing in snow. Dummy would get all wet, muddy. You know, came back down here to where it was nice and dry. Though it's neat that it's not neat. It's weird how in order to get to anything that's not tourist trappy, like Sedona is pretty much tourist trappy. Everything's expensive. Nothing really useful is available. They don't have a Walmart. They don't have a Target. They have a little itty bitty hardware store. It's all fucking jewelry, crystal shops, and fucking aura photos. It's kind of tourist trappy. There are residents. People do live here, but they have to do stuff like drive to Flagstaff to go to Walmart or Cottonwood. It's Keto Day-37, right? 38. 38. I'm a week away from my 45-day goal. How about that? What I'm dealing with right now is super cravings for carbs. And it's really weird because I've gone through this before, and by this point in time cravings were gone. Like, I had no cravings. Like, I didn't even think about it. I used to be able to go in a coffee shop, be surrounded by pastries, and just order my black coffee and sit down and be fine. But now when I'm in the coffee shop, I mean, I'm talking about years ago when I first discovered going ketogenic. That's when I first discovered that I could quit my sugar cravings. But now, this particular time, I don't know, there's something about it. I go into the coffee shop, and every day a baker brings in fresh pastries, and when I smell those cinnamon rolls, it just drives me nuts. I think I woke up from a dream where I was eating cinnamon rolls this morning. So something is, you know, one of my biggest things from my previous life was listen to your body, and my body is telling me to eat carbs. It shouldn't be, or rather, if it was addiction or withdrawal, it would have happened sooner. I would have made it past this, I think, based on my previous experience. Not 37, 38 days into it, should I have, it should be gone. Here's the thing, if sugar is my coping mechanism and I quit it cold turkey and did not replace it, that's not gonna work, and that's probably what's going on. I don't think my body is going through withdrawals. I don't think I need sugar. I think that I'm just haven't. What am I coping from though, right? So right now I can't wait to day 46, and I'm gonna order a cup of coffee and a cinnamon roll and a muffin, and then start over again, I guess. I don't know. This is tough. It's tough. So I've been working on my next book, and I thought it was going to be a series of short stories. Oh, it is going to be a series of short stories in one book. I just didn't know how big these short stories were going to be. I'm at about 15,000 words on my current story. The title of it is called The Whore Marisol Rivera. She's a prostitute. So. Anyways, I promise you it's not just about, this story is just not about a prostitute, although it is, but it's not like, you know, she turns her tricks and whatever. I promise you it's not just about a prostitute having sex. I promise. But what is going on is I keep writing in my little to-do list, finish Marisol Rivera. And every day I can't draw a line through it because I'm writing it again, because I keep writing more and more and more. And what I thought was going to be like that last chapter of this short story, 2 times I've had to rename it, because the name of the last chapter, I don't know if I want to tell you. Well, whatever the name of the last chapter is, I keep having to erase it and copy it to another chapter, because I've written so much that each one is its own. Anyways, like 3 chapters ago, I named it the last chapter, and I've had to keep renaming the successive. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a word. The successive chapters. I've had 3 subsequent chapters. Whatever. Since what I thought was my last chapter was 3 chapters ago. So I'm up to 15,000 words for this short story, and I'm not quite done. I probably will, well, it'll probably be crank out another 1,000 words by the time I'm finished. But let's just say 15,000 words for one short story. I can almost say that I'll have a full-length novel. I mean, 15,000 words. I have 5 stories I want to write. How do we do that math? 5. That's 72,000 words. 75,000 words. That's not bad. That's almost a novel. My math is right. 5 times 5. Yeah. 75. It's not bad at all. I'm looking at it on time. Oh shit. Anyways, so I'm gonna post a teaser on my website, just like you can read chapter 1. I'm gonna have a little excerpt of this on my website. If you guys want to take a look at it, it may be a day or 2, but you'll be able to take a look. All right, I'm at my limit. I gotta go.